imposter syndrome that creeps into your mind when you're having a hard time is what destroys your want to or your motivation to share your life with others, which is when you should do it the most probably. And nothing proclaims the King's glory quite like you having no strength. It boils down to the only thing that's driving you forward, the only thing that keeps you going in your responsibilities as a man is Christ. And last night I was laying in the bed praying and I was just like, Lord, I know that you are good. Regardless of the arthritis, I know that you are good. That you have not given me this bone-crippling disease for no reason. Now, I don't know the reason, but I know it's for a reason. And I know he is good. And so if you take those two things together and you know that he's building perseverance in you, and you know that he is good, well then there's nothing to be sad about. There's nothing to mourn. There's only excitement. But this is an extremely difficult realization to come to. It's extremely difficult to maintain that perspective day in and day out when you can't zip your freaking jeans up in the morning. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Art of Suffering podcast with Dalton Darnell. I'm back. I'm back, guys. The ones of you that follow every single episode, you guys know how long it's been since I've dropped a new link. And I got a text a couple of weeks ago, it might have been 4 or 5 weeks ago, from my friend Kyle Berger, and I didn't even text him back. I am just the worst. I am the worst at texting people back, dude. I am just terrible at it. But he sent me a text and he said, man, quit apologizing for not posting so much on the podcast. He was like, God has given you an incredible platform. Don't put any pressure on yourself. Just post when you can, and it's okay. And I really needed to hear that. Even the last episode that I did, the one on fatherhood, it was forced. I was just, man, I'm struggling. I've been struggling so much lately for whatever reason. And I'm going to start with arthritis. We're going to walk through some things that have happened in my life the last couple of months. And I don't know, man, I always feel like I'm complaining. But it's not complaining. This is me sharing my life with you, sharing what it's like to do the podcast, what it's like to try to live in a manner in which you share your life with other men, other people, other families, other fathers. And so ever since the California clinic, I did a clinic in California the third week of California, my arthritis has flared up like crazy. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I've been on so many planes this year or if it's, I don't know what it is, but my right hand has the strength of a 7-year-old. I mean, I can't clap hands at our baseball games with the other 7-year-olds with my right hand because it hurts too bad. And I can't really explain the mental turmoil of going around the country and teaching people how to rope when your hand isn't working. Like, I haven't performed terribly. I haven't gone in and just missed every shot or just shown up and done so bad that I feel bad that I'm teaching people. But it's in your head. Like, that hand not working properly, each little miss, each shot that isn't perfect, in my brain I'm just like, gosh, if that freaking hand would work right. And it's just been getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And what the arthritis does is your body goes into this state of like panic almost, because it's attacking itself. And so your immune system gets up, it starts attacking your joints, you start feeling physically terrible, and then it leads to chronic fatigue, like just bone tired, can't sleep enough, can't rest enough. And those of you that know me in real life, and my wife could attest to this, is I don't rest well. Not only do I not rest well, I don't rest at all. Like, if it's not 11 o'clock at night, I am not going to bed. I'm not sitting down, I'm not resting, I am running Mach 9 wide open. We're coaching baseball, we're working at 310, we're figuring out 310 EDU, I'm teaching a clinic, I'm doing all sorts of stuff. And all of this fatigue has led to this just immense brain fog. Like, I've been taking extra supplements and trying to get my mind to work right, and it's just like when your body needs to rest, your mind can't do the job. And so the podcast was the first thing to fall off the list. And shockingly enough, what I've learned over the last couple of weeks is it should have been the last thing that fell off of my list. It seems like the last year or so, as I've devoted myself to this podcast, to sharing my life with you guys, to building disciples, that God has blessed everything else in my life. He's blessed the clinics, He's blessed 310, He's blessed 310 EDU, and all of the endeavors that He's led me into. He's like, just be obedient with what I am asking you to do, and I will take care of the rest. Oddly enough, the imposter syndrome that creeps into your mind when you're having a hard time is what destroys your want to, or your motivation to share your life with others, which is when you should do it the most, probably. Because teaching people about Jesus, from my perspective, from how I do it, from the way that we do this podcast and the way that I live my life, is sharing your life with other people. And nothing proclaims the King's glory quite like you having no strength. Nothing proclaims the King's glory quite like you not being able to do it. Literally, physically, mentally, emotionally, not being able to be a good father, not being able to accomplish your goals in business, not being able to live your life the way you want to. Because once you're at the end of yourself and your hands don't work and your feet don't work and you can't turn your neck good and you can't sleep and you can't wake up and you can't do all of these things, it boils down to the only thing that's driving you forward, the only thing that keeps you going in your responsibilities as a man is Christ. And so I do have this very small shroud of shame for letting it fall and not maintaining the schedule with the podcast. But I do think this was a season where God took me and He was like, I want you to rest, I want you to recoup, and I'm going to teach you something right here. And because of the way my mind works and the way I operate, I've spent the last 2 or 3 months hunting answers, like just trying to figure out why I have arthritis and how to heal it. And I've been doing this for years, but it's been very intense the last 3 months because I am so tired. I'm so tired, man. And I've said on multiple occasions the last couple of weeks, like, Lord, I don't know if I can do this for another 40, man. I don't know if I can live this way for another 40 years. Like, we got to do something about this. And so while the arthritis has not let up any, this morning is the same as every morning's been. There's been a couple of things that have happened the last couple of weeks that have been steering me in the right direction. And it's funny, when you become soft to letting God father you, you can feel it. And last night I was laying in the bed praying, and I was just like, Lord, I know that you are good. Regardless of the arthritis, I know that you are good. That you have not given me this bone-crippling disease for no reason. Now, I don't know the reason, but I know it's for a reason, and I know He is good. And so if you take those two things together and you know that He's building perseverance in you, and you know that He is good, well, then there's nothing to be sad about. There's nothing to mourn. There's only excitement. But this is an extremely difficult realization to come to, man. Like, it's extremely difficult to maintain that perspective day in and day out when you can't zip your freaking jeans up in the morning. When you can't get your jeans buttoned, or I can't pour a cup of coffee one-handed. I got to pick the damn coffee pot up with two-handed like a kid. So, but that perspective is it. That is the only way to look at it, is we're building perseverance. But the self-loathing that comes in as a man when you can't go to the gym and you can't do all the things that I talk about on this podcast, like you physically can't do them. So let's start with it. Let's talk about how I got to this point, right? Why I'm sitting here in front of you again, and what has motivated me or reignited my vigor to fight back against the enemy, even if it isn't the enemy attacking me, and it's the Lord just allowing me to suffer for the greater good, which is awesome. And if it is the enemy, man, I rebuke you, dude. In the name of Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, the one who has authority over all, I rebuke you. Get out of here, dude. I cast every evil spirit out of this home. I cast every evil spirit out of every listener listening to this podcast. Get out of here, dude. You are conquered. Last week, I had a meeting with the marketing guy for my book. I wrote this book, and I have never experienced anything quite like talking to this marketing guy. Like the doubt that crept into my mind when I'm talking to this guy, and he's talking about marketing the book and all these really expensive marketing packages and all this stuff, and I am like, dude, why did I write this thing? What is going on? I am not an author. Like, no one's gonna read this thing, man. What were you thinking? And now I'm paying, more money than I wanted to get the thing published and all this stuff, and because I truly felt like, and I truly feel like today, and you'll understand this at the end of the story, that God is going to use this thing, that He divinely appointed me to do this. And even though I have just terrible embarrassment, because, guys, I'm dyslexic and I have ADHD. Like, I was in the special reading class till I was in 5th grade because I couldn't read well. And why God would take somebody like that and write a book, I do not know. But the name of the book is God Didn't Make a Failure. And I spend all of my time, whether it be through emails, text messages, and phone calls, or at the rope shop, or at clinics, or in my own children, my own life, telling people that God didn't make a failure. You can't be one of those. And so I wrote this little book, and I'm sitting here, I'm talking with the guy, we're through the publishing process. It's not published yet. There's a couple of weeks. From this episode, it'll be a couple of weeks. And he's saying, man, you really need a publicist. Like, you need somebody that's going to tell people about the book. And this package for the publicist is like $4,000. And I'm like, dude, there's no way. I'm telling the guy there's no way. Like, man, I don't have a budget like that for this thing. I just needed to get it printed, and then I'll promote it myself. And he's like, well, I really think, and he goes to talking, and I just zone out. And I'm still in this state of kind of wrestling with God for the arthritis thing. I'm like, man, I can't hardly get out of bed. You got this freaking book guy calling me. Like, I don't know what to do here, man. I don't know what to do. And so he's just talking, but it sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher in the background. Just womp, 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 womp. And I'm like, dude, gosh almighty. I pull my phone up, and I swipe open the Bible app, and I'm like, what's the verse of the day? And so I go to the verse of the day. And I do this often in my life, just to see if God's fathering me with that little app. And the verse of the day was Matthew 28:19. The Great Commission. And it's where Jesus commands us to go to all nations and create disciples and make disciples of all nations. And I read that, and I started laughing, and the guy on the other end of the phone was like, what? I was like, dude, just do the publicist thing. And so I got out, the credit card that I used to travel for the clinics, and I was like, just break it up into as many payments as you can, and put it on this. Because I don't have the money. I do not have the money to do this. And I'm laughing because I'm like, all right, Lord, you know how pissed Kara's going to be when I tell her that I'm dropping $4,000 on this. And 2 days after that was on a Thursday. Saturday, we go to my mom's house. This was last week, to swim. And I had to run to go get some pizza for everybody. So I jumped in the truck and I turned on the latest sermon from Philip Anthony Mitchell. It's my favorite preacher. And guess what? Guess what passage of scripture it was on? He's been preaching for 3.5 years through the book of Matthew, and he had just come to the Great Commission, Matthew 28:19, which his church's name is 2819 Church, after the Great Commission. And this dude goes to preaching. I'm talking bringing the freaking thunder, talking about the Great Commission. And so yesterday morning I got up. I came in this office, I sat down in my chair, and I wrote down all of my roles and responsibilities in hierarchy order. So like what I needed to do first. So I wrote down everything I needed to do for 310, everything I needed to do for 310 EDU, everything that I wrote down everything I needed to do for my position at the Board of Education, everything I needed to do for my clinics. I wrote down everything I needed to do for our travel baseball team. I wrote down everything I needed to do for the podcast. And what I found in my life is that the more I focus on what God is asking me to be obedient to, the more everything else gets handled. Sales for 310 go up without me doing any extra work. It's just God taking care of us. My clinics fill, my all of it. EDU grows, all of it. And I'm not talking about any singular thing. I'm not telling people to go to the clinics more. I'm not telling people to buy ropes more. I'm not telling people to join the membership site more. All I'm telling them about is Christ, and that he didn't make a failure, and that life is freaking hard, dude, and we're here to stand firm and to love people. And the more I do that, the more God blesses everything else. The more he takes care of the things that I don't feel like I can take care of. I'm serious. Like I don't know how to explain it to you other than that has been my experience for the last 18 months. So that if I sit here and I share my life, God uses that in ways that I never even imagined. And so for the first time in my life, I'm sitting here listening to this guy. I felt God say, dude, shut up and do it. Just do it. I told you to write the book. You know, your imposter syndrome is a lie from the enemy. I wrote the book. And I read my mom. I called my mom afterwards. I was like, man, I got serious imposter syndrome on this deal. And she's like, well, I mean, I don't know why. I read her part of the first chapter. In the end of the first 5 paragraphs, the first page of the book, I say, this did not come from Dalton. And I meant it, dude. When I typed it into that computer, I meant every syllable of every word. Because those lessons learned came from the King. It is simply me sharing my life. And that book will build disciples, man. It will. And I can't wait to get it and show you guys what God has done. And I lost focus. Looking at that sheet of paper yesterday, I got focused on all the other things. I got worried about all the other things, and all the other things do not matter. They don't matter, and I tell people this all the time, and that's why it's so irritating to sit here and talk about having to learn from this failure, because I have learned from the same exact failure so many freaking times. Over and over in my life, I have become infatuated or enthralled with things that do not matter. They don't matter. The king matters. Building disciples matter. Starting with my wife and my two incredible sons he has given me. And then trickling into the people that I work with, trickling into the people who come to clinics, trickling into the young men in my life. And then the ropes and the business and the websites and the freaking, it doesn't matter. God will take care of those things if you are concerned with matters of the heart, man. If you focus on being obedient. Gosh, Dalton, you fool. And I've done this so many times in my life. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Being a fool is frustrating. But like you go through the Gospels and you read about Peter, James, and John, and all of the things that these guys did, it's the same stuff, man. We're just broken. And learning to be soft to correction is just the way, dude. It's the way. And so, leading up to this point for weeks and weeks and weeks, I have just been annihilated, like mentally, physically, emotionally. Just really having a hard time. And then this past week, when God kind of brought me to the end of it all and was like, Dalton, you're okay, man. This is good. It's good. It's good. The joy that I have felt the last couple of days, you can't even explain it. You can't. I'm still tired. I'm still hurting like a son of a... just struggling. But it is good. He is good. See my hat? I love this hat. God is going to take care of all of it. He's going to take care of the money. He's going to take care of the time. But I'm going to devote myself to building disciples. That's Wiley and Waylon and beyond. And I'm excited about it, man. I really am. And I think the podcast has a huge role to play. I do a lot better sitting face to face with people, speaking at places where people are sitting in front of me. But the podcast has a lot to do with this. What God has built with this, we're talking about anywhere from 800 to 1,800 people a month listen to this thing. That's freaking crazy. That's crazy. And it's not all one episode, right? That's spread across the 70 episodes that are out there, but that doesn't matter. God is using it, man. He's using the obedience. It's right there. You simply must be obedient. Dalton just needs to sit down and share his life. And it helps people. So I encourage you to do the same. Start with your children, dude. Right now we're coaching baseball. And I've seen it as a great opportunity to instill toughness and resiliency in the 10 young men that come and spend time with me every week. And I'm hard on them, especially my kid. It's got nothing to do with baseball. It has everything to do with what these young men are going to experience in life as a man. But baseball has a really good way of teaching this. It's a really good way of teaching resiliency and coming back from loss and practicing, man. Just practicing. I asked Wiley this week, I said, man, do you want to be the best? And he said, yes, sir. And I said, well, do you know what it takes to be the best? He said, no, sir. I said, well, I do. And I'm not the best roper that's ever walked the face of the planet, but I'm a damn good one. And I'm telling you right now, the blood, sweat, and tears that it's taken to get to that point, to be in the upper echelon of that world, to be able to go around and teach people this craft, that did not come without payment. And the amount of dedication and work it takes to get to that point in any skill set is commendable. And so if this kid wants to be the best 7-year-old ball player there is, then I can get him there. I know I can. I'm a really good roper, but I'm a way better coach. I'm way better at coaching and teaching roping than I am at roping itself. And I'm way better at coaching and teaching baseball than I ever was a baseball player. Even though I was okay, I was a good ball player. And it was fun. I freaking love baseball. It's so fun. It's so fun to watch them grow. And so instilling that in the young man and teaching him these things has been a lot of fun. But it has not come without the gnashing of teeth. And I promise you right now, any of you that are striving to be excellent at anything, it will not come without the gnashing of teeth. Your teeth and the teeth of the people around you. But God's using all that. And God's going to use your obedience, just as He's used mine. And I don't know what He's asking you to be obedient to, but be soft, man. Just soften to it. Soften to what He's asking. Whether He's asking you to be a better husband, a better father, a better friend, just do it. Let go of all the bull crap, whether it's your business or your job or the things that don't matter, and you know what those things are, as do I. As do I. Guys, you'll be seeing me a lot more often because this is what matters. And we're going to get after it. And I can't wait to bring the book out, show you guys. It should be here in a couple of weeks. We got a publicist, whatever that means. So lots of big life updates. I'm going to try to get a hold of Jeremy Morris and try to get on his podcast and talk about the book. And I would love to be on other people's podcasts. That's how I told the guy I wanted to promote the book, because I enjoy mine so much. And so if y'all know of any other podcasts, leave them in the comments below, whether you're on Spotify or YouTube or whatever. Just drop a comment of your favorite podcast, and I'll reach out to them and see if I can get a guest spot and I promote the book and do all the things. It's part of marketing, I guess, but it's also fun to kind of promote the art of suffering in that way. But guys, y'all hang in there. I'm going to hang in there. I love you. And I'll see you in the next episode. Never weaken.